Good afternoon. It's late afternoon here. Don't forget tomorrow daylight savings time starts. It's been a fun day. I got my dad up, got him dressed and or cleaned up and dressed. Got all the hard stuff out of the way before the senior helper arrived today. And I also made him breakfast, scrambled eggs, corned beef hash, some brown and syrup sausage, Pillsbury muffins, biscuits, and some pear slices and honey, and a glass of OJ. And really, they didn't have a lot to do today. It wasn't going to, so I said, if you can do the laundry, one load of laundry, going up to, upstairs, if the machine's free, the one machine we have in the building, go ahead and do that, but it was taken. So all she did today, all she had to do for 2.5 hours here, less than 2.5 hours, she had to leave early, was to take the trash down to the trash compactor and with my cart. So that was about it. So most of the time she was just sitting there with him. I offered her some biscuits, of course, and corned beef hash if she wanted them. But other than that, Dad had his issues today with the constipation. But it wasn't just the constipation, it was the burning pain that may be coming from the lactulose that may cause things to go down, come out, that inflame the tissues, perhaps to cause hemorrhoids or something akin to that. So, after she was gone, I went over I let my dad lay back down. Usually that helps the lactulose and the liquid kick in and push some stuff out because he's not sitting on his rear end. But that wasn't working today. So I tried to lay down for an hour, but he woke me up 45 minutes after I'd laid down because he was oohing and ahhing. So I went into his room and he was sitting on the side of the bed telling me his backside was burning. So I got him some medication, pain medication, and water, and went over to the Kroger. Talked to the pharmacist. I told her, look, this is what I'm doing, the lactulose and all that. And he's 92. He's not going to be cooperating with me with an enema or a sitz bath. And so I need something I could use that can help alleviate some of this pain, or some of that sensation at least. And she, of course, took me out, showed me Tucks pads, Tucks, Tucks. You tuck them. You clean the area and try, if you can, it says on the box, if you're able to, clean the area and dry it off, then apply the Tucks pads. I did that best I could while getting hit. And applied the Tucks pads after I cleaned them up some. It's not a pleasant experience, never is, but that's part of the day. You get used to it. And of course, it's not an instantaneous effect, so we got to wait and see. And you use Tucks pads up to 6 times a day. And I got a feeling we're going to have to be using them 6 times a day. Probably 12. So anyway, when I went over to Kroger, I was walking in, there were Girl Scouts there selling their cookies. And I walked by them, I walked in and did my business inside, came back out, and I thought, oh, I'll be nice and buy, those little kids There were little ones too, and there were 3 little ones and their 2 moms. And so I said, I'll buy a few boxes of cookies. And then as I'm sitting there talking and looking at these adorable little girls, I said, give me one of each one of the things you have here. So it was 10 different things. And so I bring out my wallet, and I start going through it, and I'm like, she said, well, these are all $6 a piece. And this one box is $7. So that's $55, basically. So I have to use my credit card. I hadn't realized it had gone up that much since the last time I bought Girl Scout cookies. I used to go over to the VA geriatric clinic with Dad, and they had cases and cases of these things that they were giving out. They weren't selling them, they were giving them away. So I guess they were buying them up in bulk and just giving them away. And so we haven't bought any in years. So now I bought some. So I come home, and I didn't feel bad about it. I said, well, once in a great while, you could do a little something. Even though it was a mom doing the selling, not the little kids. I pull into my parking lot, and I see a guy walking across the parking lot. I see every morning and every night, because I'm out there with my cigarette and my coffee, cigar and my coffee, and I see him going to work, coming home from work, and I was getting out of my car, and I smiled at him. He smiled at me, and I said, hey, you want a box of Girl Scout cookies? They kind of mugged me at the Kroger. And he came over laughing, and he said, yeah, I got to walk quick past them. And he came over, and I said, yeah, we had a talk, and I did give him a box of Thin Mints. Thought that was funny. I said, take any box you want. I got plenty. And he did, and we had a nice chat, and he was a nice young man. Anyway, so I'm out here relaxing after getting home and cleaning Dad up as best I could per the directions, and applying the text pads and getting punched, which is not really a punch, not to me. But I'm out here doing this, and I have to laugh because my last video that I made of me out here smoking and have my coffee in the morning was some guy replied to my video by saying, sir, you should really put in your dentures before you film yourself. And I just laughed, made a laughing emoji, and I replied, yeah, sorry, I was tired. It took me a long time to put on my beard. And by the time I had responded to that, or made that response, he had commented 2 more times. And then another post comment about COPD and lung cancer and all this other stuff. And then his next comment was something, you would look better without your beard, and blah, blah, blah. And so I deleted those comments and blocked him, because, really, that was getting, sorry. I thought he was making a little bit of fun or being serious on the first comment, but the other 2 were just too much for me. It's an impossibility to shame me, body shame me, make me feel less than my own self-worth. It's an impossibility. You cannot make me feel bad about myself. I am one of the greatest people on the fucking planet. Sorry for using that word, but they seem to be in every video, even a video you're not expecting it to be in. All of a sudden, somebody throws the F word out. When the rest of the time they're talking normally. Just everywhere, out of the blue, an F word. So I figure that's a new thing, so I'm going to start doing it, since I use the F word in real life quite often. You cannot be a family caregiver without going to the bathroom, shut the door, and looking in the mirror and going, fuck. Anyway, take care and see you again at another time.